Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Timarandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stabitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tham Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Prijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dhena Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavanishwari Prishabhana Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, translation and commentary, His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Goswami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So today's sloka is number 25 of chapter 22 of the 8th canto, chapter entitled Bali Maharaj surrenders his life. So, please repeat. Yada kadachit jivatma samsaran nichakami bihi nana yonishwa nishoyam purushim gatim avrajat. Okay, word for word, please repeat. Yada, when. Kadachit, sometimes. Jiva Atma, the living entity. Sansaran, rotating in the cycle of birth and death. Nijakame bihi, because of his own fruitive activities. Yana yonishu, in different species of life. Anisha, not independent, completely under the control of material nature. Ayam, this living entity. Purusham gatim, the situation of being a human being. Avrajet, wants to obtain. Translation, Srila Prabhupada. While rotating in the cycle of birth and death, again and again, in different species, because of his own fruitive activities, the dependent living entity, by good fortune, may happen to become a human being. This human birth is very rarely attained. Please repeat. While rotating in the cycle of birth and death, again and again, in different species of life, because of his own fruitive activities, the dependent living entity, by good fortune, may happen to become a human being. This human birth is very rarely attained. Purport Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is fully independent. Thus, it is not always a fact that a living entity's loss of all opulence is a sign of the Supreme Lord's mercy upon him. The Lord can act in any way he likes. He may take away one's opulence, or he may not. There are varieties of forms of life, and the Lord treats them accordingly to the circumstances, as he chooses. Generally, it is to be understood that the human form of life is one of great responsibility. Purusha prakritim stohi punkte prakrijan gunan karanam guna sangasya sadasadyo janmishu. The living entity in material nature follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of material nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species. Bhagavad-Gita 13:22. After thus rotating through many forms of life in the cycle of birth and death, the living being gets a chance for a human form. Therefore, every human being, especially one belonging to a civilized nation or culture, must be extremely responsible in his activities. He should not risk degradation in the next life, because the body will change. Tata dahantara praptir. We should be extremely careful to see to the proper use of life, and that is the purpose of Krishna consciousness. The foolish living entity declares freedom from all control, but factually he is not free. He is fully under the control of the material nature. He must therefore be most careful and responsible in the activities of his life. Mukam karochi vachalam pangam laite girim yad kripa tamaham bande Shri Gurun dinatarinam. Yada kadachit jivatma samsaran nijakamibihi nanayoshi shanishoyam purishim gatim avrajet. While rotating in the cycle of birth and death, again and again in different species, because of his own fruitive activities, the dependent living entity, by good fortune, may happen to become a human being. This human birth is very rare indeed. Very rarely obtained. So, Hare Krishna. This is Krishna answering what appears to be the criticism of Vidyanvali, the wife of Bali Maharaj, and even Lord Brahma. Or we can say the supplications. Vidyanvali, she is the wife of Bali Maharaj, who is now apparently in a distressed condition. His spiritual master has chastised him. He's lost all his material opulence. He's bound by the ropes of Varuna, put upon him by Garuda. So, what is this? The Supreme Lord has appeared and taken away everything. So Vidyavali says, he's a good man. Why are you making suffer like this? Lord Brahma said, you have chastised him enough. This is a good man. You please be merciful. So they are supplicating because Bali Maharaj, his condition, especially we can understand the wife, it has touched her heart to see her beloved husband in this condition. She's a very chaste lady, Vrindavan, dedicated to her husband. And Lord Brahma also, he is seeing Bali Maharaj, and he's knowing this is a great soul. He is one of the Mahajans. He is the Mahajan for Atmanivedanam, surrendering everything. The different Mahajans, the Navavidya Bhakti, different Mahajan for different aspects of the 9 processes. So Bali Maharaj is the exemplar of Atmanivedanam, full surrender. He gave all his opulence and then he gave his soul, and now he's bound. But the devotee, the pure devotee can see, because this Gita, this Srimad Bhagavatam is the Paramahansa Samhita. It is understandable by the pure in heart, 2nd verse, 1st canto. So only understandable by the Paramahansa in full. So what is happening here? This is actually wonderful for Bali. These ropes of Varuna, bound by Garuda. Garuda is the great soul, great devotee of Krishna. So when the devotee of Krishna puts ropes around you, these are the ropes that will take you back home, back to Godhead. These are the ropes of prem, of the Lord's love. Now I have captured you, Bali Maharaj. You have somehow or other surrendered everything to me. So now I have captured you with the ropes of prem. These are not the ropes of material nature. Bali Maharaj, by his surrender, has become completely free of the ropes, the gunas. They're compared to ropes, the guna. And they bind the living entity, as we say, Koranam guna sangasya. The guna is caught by Rajagun, Tamagun, Sattvagun. It's bound in this world. But these are the ropes of liberation. These are the ropes of love between the Supreme Lord and His devotee. And eternally, this prem, exchange of love, rasa, bhava, between the Supreme Lord and His devotee, that is the binding factor. In this material world, as Krishna is explaining now, in his answer to the supplications of Vrindavan and Lord Brahma, in this material world we are bound by different ropes. So Krishna is explaining here, and later on he will explain, no doubt, that this is a glorification of Bali Maharaj also to the universe. Here is Bali Maharaj. He captured the whole universe from Indra, and he was ready to give it in one moment to Krishna. That is glorious. That is glorious. He didn't ask for any return, did he not? What does we chant every morning? Alishava pararatam panashtu mam madarshanam karotava. Right? Oh Krishna, whether you trample me underfoot or whether you embrace me, I still take you as my worshipable Lord. So this is surrender. So the devotee sees this here. He sees that now Bali Maharaj has received the greatest fortune. He's not lost anything. He has gained the Supreme Lord. And when we gain the Supreme Lord, when we capture the Supreme Lord within our heart, we capture everything. Ishyavasya idam sarvam yat kinchat jagajam jagat. Tena taktena bunjita magrida kashasvitvanam. Everything is controlled and owned by the Supreme Lord. Therefore we should accept that which comes as our natural quota and not be lusty for other things, knowing well to whom those items belong. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. Through our karma phal, through the kripa of Krishna and his devotees, there will be a natural flow of articles in your life. Accept them gracefully as the grace of the Supreme Lord, as your quota, as Prabhupada translates. So, Bali Maharaj, he'd captured the universe, but who needs a universe? He's already said that. Who needs a universe? Vamana Dev has said, give me 3 steps of land. I'm a young Brahmin boy. This is the Supreme Lord in his Leela. I only need 3 steps of land. Why? Because 3 steps of land is all we need to lay our head and take rest in the evening. The rest of the day, we just need to sit under a tree. This is the life of the Goswamis. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti-yoga. Lord Chaitanya, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya explained, you've come to teach bhakti characterized by vairag and vidya. Detachment from this lustiness for material opulence and immersion in thought of bhakti gyan. What is the Supreme Lord's Leela? What is this material world? You've come to give this, Lord Chaitanya. So Sarvabhauma, he understood that by the Sangha. There's a famous case that he was one time, after his enlightenment, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was given some prasad and he immediately took it without washing his hands or mouth. So this was very pleasing to Lord Chaitanya. He's taking the chance. Anything auspicious, we should immediately take the chance. We do not know how long our next moments are. And those things that are inauspicious, we should delay. Let time, let providence deal with this matter. This is wisdom. So, Bali Maharaj gave everything in a moment to Krishna. And he fulfilled his vow. I will give you 3 steps of land. That is the Kshatriya. The Kshatriya is meant to be generous, truthful, noble. In the purport, we find Srila Prabhupada saying, if you have human life, then this is a great responsibility. Sava yonishu kuntaya. There are 8,400,000 categories of life, yonishu, from which you're born in this world. But Prabhupada is emphasizing, and Krishna is saying, human life is very rarely attained. In other forms of life, will you have this chance to understand the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Paramahansa Samhita? Will you have the chance to understand Golok? Will you have the chance to understand the inebrities of the material world, birth, death, old age, disease? Will you understand that you're bound by the ropes of karma and calm in this world? No. It will be more difficult, because if you go to Swargaloka, where Sattva Guna binds the living entities to happiness, affection, yes, you're enjoying. Difficult to practice Vairag and Vidya when you're surrounded by the Apsaras. And they can sing and dance. And the greatest supermodel on this planet, they're not Miss Universe. The greatest beauties, they are so beautiful and they exude Urvasi, a beautiful fragrance throughout the heavenly planets. There's no need of putting on some animal smells. No. These women are wonderful. How is it possible to? In this material world, it's a bag of bones and stool. In heaven, it's enjoyment of subtlety and beauty and happiness. Now, if you come to Bhumandala area, you'll be bound by passion. As Prabhupada said, breaking and building. My disciples are always breaking and building. We see this when somebody becomes a new president, he wants to change everything. Build this, make this, do that. This is mode of passion. Of course, maintenance should be done, but maintenance is the business of Vishnu, the mode of goodness, Gunavatar. And then if you go below the earth planets to the regions of the Daityas and the Danavas, then Tamagun is increasingly there. You'll be bound by the illusion. I Karana Sunga, I am the doer, Kartaham iti manyate. I am a great man. You'll desire to be famous and to be the big cheese. But you will always be under control. And your illusion will be to think, I am the doer. Aham mameti. I am this material situation. And this paraphernalia related to me, that is mine to enjoy. And that will bind you. If you, as Krishna is explaining here, if you want to understand the binding in the material world, karananguna sangasya, how you become associated with the three modes, then you should understand two words very nicely. Kama and karma. What is that verse, third chapter, Gita? Kama esha krodha esha rajaguna samudbhava mahashano mahapapma vide'anam ihavarinam. Lust only, Arjuna, which is later transformed into krodha, tamagun, rajagun goes to tamagun if it's indulged, is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. Arjuna has just asked Krishna, why do people do sinful things? As if by force. Just like a man, he becomes overwhelmed by sex desire, and he is liable, if he's not regulated and he doesn't have bhajan bal or knowledge, he is liable to have sex in any situation, absurd situation. Particularly in Kali Yuga, when Tamagun is rising on Bhumandala. So why is this being, and the man feels this is a disgraceful behavior. In his heart, he is part and parcel of Krishna. He's equipped with knowledge and realization and morality as an angsa of Krishna. Mavaivangsa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana mana shastra indriyani prakriti stani kashati. He's struggling with the mind and body and senses. So this root of this is calm, desire. So the living entity is naturally desiring. But when we're bahirmukh, we're turned away from Krishna, then we look at the material energy and we think, this is inferior, this material nature, this prakriti, this achit shakti, this secondary graded energy, I am superior to it. I will enjoy it. So now, that is material life. Now you imagine you come to the temple, and on one side of this rope, as we see today, the devotees are looking at Krishna, and in their heart they're feeling rasa, oh my Supreme Lord, how wonderful you are. Now and on this side of the rope, you imagine if everyone was looking out to the door, with their back towards Krishna. That is material life. When we look towards Krishna, we think, let me serve my beloved Lord. When we look away from Krishna, out the door into the material world, we think, let me enjoy this world. Let me serve myself. Let me serve my senses. Selfishly. Because I don't know anything. I'm bahirmukh. I'm away from Krishna by attitude. But when we look towards the Supreme Lord, we say, this is the reservoir of pleasure. This is the reservoir of beauty, kindness. And there is my Supreme Lord, of whom I am an angsa. And in our heart, we get bhakti bhav. Let me offer a flower to the Lord. Look how beautiful is Srimati Radharani today. Let me offer some tulsi. The pujari will put on Krishna's feet. So, calm is when our natural function, you see the soul, he is angsa of Krishna. So Krishna is conscious, nityo nityanam, chaitanas chaitananam. He is supremely conscious. We are conscious. So what is consciousness? Let us examine the characteristics of consciousness. Consciousness is self-awareness. I'm not only aware of my circumstances, but I'm also aware of myself, of my own condition. Now Krishna is an Andamoy Vyasat. He's pleasure-seeking. He's rasa, vaha. He's the reservoir of all rasa. He is active. He is not static. He is not an impersonal energy beyond the modes of material nature. He is not static. He is ecstatic. He's Leelamaya. He engages in pastimes. He's not a stone. He's desiring. So we are desiring. So in this material world, in forgetfulness of Krishna, we're desiring to enjoy this material world. But in the spiritual world, everyone has seva bhav. They are the unselfish servants of the Supreme. In the material world, we are the selfish servants of our senses. So this is calm. And when we want to serve Krishna, this is prem. And in the beginning of the CC, Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will find that calm is compared to iron, and prem is compared to prem. Actually, in the living entity in the material world, his calm and his consciousness is very restricted. But when he turns towards the Krishna, it is the all-attractive Supreme Lord. His prem, his consciousness flowers. Just like a well-fertilized flower with good water and good sun comes into bloom and gives a fruit. But when he's turned away, he's responsible for his activities. Therefore, Prabhupada in the purport, if you remember, you have to be responsible, because your activities on Bhumandala can render a fruit of millions of more births in this material world. You may go up to the heavenly planets and revolve in the mode of goodness for millions of lifetimes. You may go down to Tamagun and revolve in those planets and always be distressed by the ropes of material nature and led like a horse. Just like when you want to catch an animal, what you do? you put some bait, right? And even though the rat or the mouse knows this is a creepy looking cage, he can't stop going for the bait. Bang, he's caught. He flicks the switch. So we're bound in this way. So in the material world, the human form of life, we can understand that this is material world is bait that is meant to capture me and bind me. It is presented for your enjoyment. But on the Bhumandala platform, in these gross bodies, enjoyment is not, as I say, it is very paltry, and it is bought with suffering. Just like the drunkard, the more he drinks, the bigger his hangover. The more you try to enjoy this world, the more the karmic reaction. So this is karma. Karma has 5 divisions. Karma, work. What is that verse? Karma bhaga vibhaksha. Varnashram vibhagasha. What is it? Guna karma vibhagasha. Yeah. So, karma, when we expand it to 5, karma means your duty according to varnashram, your dharma. Put simply, you have Sudra karma, you have Vaishya karma, you have Kshatriya karma, and you have Brahminical karma according to the modes. This will be your natural. Water finds its own level. So some people, they like to work and they want to be provided for and given good work, and they're happy. Some people, Krishi Go Raksha Vanijam, they want to perform cultivation, land, trading, Vaishya. And then Kshatriya. Kshatriya means one who delivers from hurt. Kshatriya, deliver. So they want to administrate, they want to be leaders, they want to have a position, they want to exert themselves. And the Brahminical person, what is a Brahman? Brahmana Janati Brahman. A real Brahman, not birth, that is Apasampradaya. He, Brahmana Brahmani Janit, he knows Brahman. That is the real Brahmana. He is realized in transcendence. He is realized in Krishna. Janati Purushottam, Savabhavana Bharata. One who understands me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is the knower of everything. So the Brahmana is the mouthpiece of Krishna, just like Vamana Dev here. Sukracharya, he's Sukra, seminal guru. That means Apasampradaya. So, according to your binding in this material world, when you appear on Bhumandala, you will have a tendency, this all mixed now, Kalo Sudra Sambhavam, that generally in the Kali Yuga, people are born in the Shudra tendency, undisciplined sensuality. But they can be elevated by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Then they can purify themselves. And then they can find Sevabhav and act according to their guna in a purified condition. So that is your karma. And dharma means that which cannot be changed. So you have Jaiva Dharma or Sanatan Dharma, which is your dharma, your nature as a transcendental ecstatic devotee. And there you will be situated in the Sthai Bhavs, Madhurya, Vatsalya, Sakya, Dasya Bhav, Shantaras, those dharmas are there, those sthayi bhavs. So that is your intrinsic relationship. It is inbuilt to the soul. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadakabanai Shravanadi Sudha Chitte Karide Udai. But then you also have another dharma when that is covered or dormant, your varnashram dharma. And that means service. Dharma means you cannot take away this quality. You cannot take away heat and light from fire. You cannot take away liquidity in normal circumstances from water. It is the nature. So the nature of the soul, which you cannot take away, is seva, for service. We see the wife dies and then the man gets a dog and he serves the dog. Takes it for a walk, makes sure it's clean. The mother serves the children, the husband serves, we serve the country, we do so much service. We have to even serve ourselves, but if that is exclusive, then that is a unhealthy condition. Even in this world, if we see somebody who serves humanity, becomes a doctor, a social worker, a good political leader, serving the nation, then we see, this is a good man, because he's serving. And you cannot live without serving. Because even if you put yourself in a cave, you have to serve this body. You have to wash it, clean it, maintain it, feed it. So that is your dharma. Your dharma is to perform your activities in the conditioned life when you're still bound by as an offering. Yad karosi, yad anosi, yad dadasi, yad tapasya sakuntaya, tad kuru swamadapanam. You perform those natural activities as an offering to me. You're serving. You cannot avoid that. But you do it as an offering to Krishna. Then you're on the path of bhakti. Then your karma becomes imbued with bhakti bhav, and you're going on the purification to Sanatan Dham, where you're situated, Jivara Swarupo Nichera Krishna Das, you're situated in your Swarup, in one of the primary sthayi bhavs, and you're ecstatically engaged eternally in transcendence with Krishna and his devotees. What is that verse? Naham viprocha narapati naipi vaishnava shudra. What am I? I'm not anything to do with varnashram. Gopi bhata kamalayo dasa dasanadas. So that's your purification of your dharma as a servant. And you might say, well, Krishna is Purusha. Yes, but what is his service? Sometimes it said Krishna, he does have a job. What does Nanda Maharaj, what is the job Krishna gets from Nanda Maharaj? He's looking after the cows. That's a different thing. He's the cowherd boy. That's his dharma. And eko yo dadati kaman, in the rest of that verse, his service is to govern this whole universe and provide you what you want. What is that verse? Ye tam mam prapadyante tam steva bhajamiyaham. Right? All of them, as they surrender to me, I reward accordingly. I reciprocate with them accordingly. So that is karma. Karma becomes purified when you adopt it as your dharma, your duty. As Prabhupada says here, responsibility. If a man has children, he has a responsibility to those children. If a man is married, he has a responsibility to the wife. If a man is a man, he has a responsibility to society, to his nation, to his community, his responsibility. So Prabhupada is explaining here, this is the Bhumandala situation. We should act responsibility. So that's karma. Now, akarma means not to perform your bounden duties. Now you can do that when you're Paramahamsa. But akarma means not to perform them. Vikarma means to perform activities against your duty. If you're a man, you have wife and children, and you don't care for them, in fact you may even be violent or psychologically abusive to them, that's vikarma. If a man is a leader in society, but he is not honest and straightforward and generous and giving shelter, he's exploiting his position, that is vikarma. And then ugra karma. Ugra karma means grossly sinful activity, like letting off nuclear bombs in the atmosphere, exploding them inside the earth. This is grossly destructive, pravittim cha nivrittim ta, sinful activity. So this will bind you to hell. This will bind you to repeated birth in lower species of life, lost to the light of Krishna consciousness. You can even go down into becoming an Indra Gopa. So that is karma and calm. If you turn away, your desire to serve will become selfish, because you'll see, I'm superior to this inferior material energy. I am a conscious being, it's mine to enjoy, selfishly. But if you turn towards the Supreme Lord, your calm will be transformed into prema. If you take shelter of the Uttamadikari, if you take shelter of Sampradaya, if you take shelter of Shastra, if you take shelter of Mahajan, then you become enlightened, and your Seva Bhav will awaken to the Supreme Lord. So this is the point. Bali Maharaj is being given that. He's been taken away from the conception, I am the enjoyer of this world, I am Prakrit, I am Purusha. And he's been given introduction to Krishna, to Seva Bhav. And this, as the Paramahamsa will see, is the greatest benediction that Krishna can ever give you. Because you become the personal associate of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, of Krishna Balaram, of Radha Shyam Sundar, Lalit Vishaka. And you don't, as Prabhupada says here, revolve, in the purport, in the translation, again and again, Purna Janma Navijite. And how, and Krishna explains, right, this is the verse that Prabhupada quoted the most. Janma kama tibe divyam evam yo vaditatvata takva deham punarjanma naitimam meti sarjana. One who understands me, divyam, my transcendental appearance and activities in this world, this divyam, he never takes birth in this material world again, but becomes my associate in transcendence. So this is what these ropes are. Krishna is taking Bali away from the material energy, and he's saying, now, come, I'm going to give you Atala Vitala Sutala, constructed by Vishvakarma. I'm going to give you, we'll find out later, a few verses on, I'm going to give you Sutala, which is better than the heavenly planets. I'm going to be your personal associate there. You've captured me just as I have captured you. I'm going to be Vamana, your doorkeeper. And in Sutala, there will be no mental or physical disturbance. And that is a lower region, so the Asuras, the Daityas, Danava, if they become a little bit abusive or make trouble, then my chakra will send them on to their next life. So, he is capturing the Supreme Lord, and that Supreme Lord is capturing, and his situation is improved. And he's glorified. He's a Mahajan because he was always truthful. He never deviated from truth. He said, Vamana, okay, I'll give you 3 steps of land. 2 steps, everything is gone. Where's the 3rd step? Put it on my head. He surrendered everything. He never deviated from truth. It is said that Mother Bhumi can bear the greatest mountains, but she cannot bear the weight of a liar. This is the great responsibility. In the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, one of the later sutras, it says that if you always speak the truth, then you will know the truth. If you are dedicated to diplomacy and being clever, then you will only get illusion. But if you are dedicated to truth, then the absolute truth becomes an open book. So, Bali Maharaj, this is a few points. Karma, understand these things. Don't enter the realm of karma. Nice karma, that is the other one. Nice karma, N-A-I-S, number 5, means that to perform activities that bear no material fruit. That is nice karma. So that is bhakti. Shravanam Ketanam Vishnu Smaranam Parasevanam Achanam Bandhanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmani Vedanam. If you understand pure bhakti, if you become entranced with Seva Bhav by grace of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra and the Supreme Lord, then you will not incur karma. Rather, you will become free of karma. Sarva karma, what's that verse? Aham. No, end of the Gita, 1866. Sarva dharma parijaja, give it all up. Mam ekam sharan braja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo muksha yeshyami ma suchaha. Just adopt one dharma. I am gopi bhata kamalayo dasa dasanuda. Adopt that bhava. I am the servant of Krishna's devotees. I am the servant of everyone. That is Vaishnavism. Okay, so these are a few points. Thank you all very much for your kind attention. Any quick question? Or a 2-minute question? Okay.
This is a question on the second offence, the holy name. It's actually regards
the second of the holy name?
Offence. The second offence of the holy name.
And which is?
In regards to...
Which is?
Considering the demigods to be...
Equal to or equivalent to.
So, first half is really what I wondered. Lord Shiva, is he equal to or non-different from himself? So obviously he is not.
Are you non-different from yourself? I hope so. Or else we're all in illusion. Compared to yourself, you're perfectly normal. Yes, of course we're non-different from ourselves. But what's that verse? Siram yatada divikari visesha yogat sanjayate nahitak astihetu yaksham bhutam apitatar samapaiti karyat govindam adipurisham tamaham bhajami. That just as milk is transformed into yogurt, so Vishnu transforms himself into Lord Shiva for the work of destruction He's Gunavatar and also and he has Maheshdharm. There is Durgadam, Maheshdharm, Haridam and Golok. So of course, we're all non-different from what we are. Your question is has an odd premise, let's say. We cannot be non-different from what we are. By definition. Can this camera stand be non-different from itself? No, it is what it is. You are what you are. That microphone in your hand is what it is. It cannot be an apple. It cannot be a non-different from itself. Okay, thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai.